All right, so it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I recorded one of these. I said I was gonna do them every single weekend, but like, yes, you'll see like micro examples of growth, but I feel like over a prolonged period of time is when it's the most obvious. But anyways, um, you know, just reflecting on these last 2 months, 3 months, I feel like time has gone so slow. It's crazy when you look back on a lot of the rough periods of your life because you're so in the moment. You're so in the moment of everything that's going on. And there's this one guy, I don't know what his name is on the internet, but I always see him and he says something so real. He said something real that applied to me, when I was recording a lot of the videos that I posted on YouTube. At that time, it was like in October. And he said that right before you pop is the hardest it'll ever be. And Buddy spoke facts. Bro, I've been doing this for I've been doing this for like 4 years. I started like super heavy in 2021 but started taking it seriously in 2023. And as much as I would fail, I would never even consider quitting. And it was literally in October where I'm getting my payouts, I'm passing accounts like it's nothing. And every single failure, it really almost made me want to quit. And I think it was just because, like, I was at a point where I had been tasting fractions of what I know is to come. And I'm just like, bro, why can't you get a grip on yourself? It was just so disheartening. It felt like I was dying as an individual, but it was because I was changing so much, changing so drastically. I had been so fed up with myself. Like, bro, there was one day where I had such a big failure. It was just a big loss. That's all it was. It was like, me trying to play with more capital, and it was like a big loss. It was like 1.5k or some shit like that. And I just realized, like, in that moment, like, nobody gives a fuck about me. Like, nobody cares about me. It just made me want to lock in 10 times harder because, like, it's literally this or nothing. Like, it's literally this or nothing. I'm not working for anybody. I'm tired of that shit. I'm not working for anybody for the rest of my life. I'm not going to be answering to anybody. Like, dude, this is on me. Like, this entire thing is on me. Grow up. Be a fucking man. Stick to your word. Stick to the rules. Stick to the discipline. You know exactly who the fuck you need to be. So why are you not being that person? And it was because I was still operating like a little fucking boy. Like, no discipline, still emotionally erratic, not being able to grip yourself. Like, how is it possible that you're a slave to your emotions? You're a slave to your mind. You're a slave to your body. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all talk about wanting to be financially free and escape the shackles, but you can't escape the shackles if you can't even escape yourself. Like, if you can't even control yourself, like, fuck escaping the shackles of money. Like, if you can't get a grip on yourself now with where you are financially, and like, let's say 100K you or $1 million you, which I know I'm gonna get, how do you think you're gonna react then? Like, bro, if you can't handle yourself with $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, you will collapse under 100K. You will collapse under $1 million. And it's just so crazy looking back at that time because I would do so many things to elevate myself to become that individual. I would get on calls with my best friend so he could, like, hear my vocabulary, see how I act, see if I stick to myself. I would use these top step guardrails for as like a crutch. And then the one time that I tried getting off of it, it was like I didn't know who I was. Or me taking a flight, to Miami, trying to trade in Miami. Oh, just because I'm not in my room, what, all of my discipline collapses? So what, my room is my anchor for excuse me, my room is my anchor for discipline. These guardrails are the only thing that's going to keep me from blowing accounts or disrespecting my rules. Like, I have to be the anchor. I am the anchor. And where I'm at right now, like, bro, today first of all, I've been doing absolutely phenomenal, as far as risk management, understanding the fundamentals. Like, dude, I am so routine oriented and it's so natural. That's the beautiful part of it. It's natural. Before, I would have to force myself in it. Before, it was like I had to be that person. I had to force myself to be that person, force those actions. And it was just only through time and consistent compounding every single day, in being intentional with the things that I'm saying, being intentional with the things that I'm doing, journaling, being as self aware as possible of every single thing I'm doing, every single thought process, every single emotion that is coming through me as I'm interacting with the charts. Dude, it is the most beautiful process. I genuinely don't feel like the person that I was 2 months ago. I don't feel it at all. I feel brand new. Genuinely, I do not feel like that person at all. And it's natural. Today, I didn't see what I wanted to see. I literally walked away and I did not care. Before, I would lie to myself. Now, I literally don't give a fuck. If I don't see what I want, I'm off. I understand the fundamentals. I understand turtle soup. I understand time. I understand take profit, stop loss. I understand what it is to set your profit. Set your take profit and your stop loss and let it run. I understand what it is to not get in the way of yourself. I understand what it is peace. I understand patience. It's not even just patience for your setup, patience for success. We always try to rush it. We always try to maximize the moment. That's how you blow accounts. That's how you disrespect your rules. That's how you fall out of alignment. Because really think about it. Let's say, you made $1 million. Let's say you had $1 million. Would you trade every day? No. The answer is no. That's rhetorical. That question is rhetorical. The answer is no. You wouldn't, because in your mind, you'd be like, yo, I have $1 million. Of course, I'm going to wait for an A+ setup. So what's the difference between $1 million you and then this version of you? The only difference is your perception. I am still $1 million me. But I was acting as the other individual. So because I was acting like the other individual, that was the reality. See, look, the equation is thoughts lead to actions, actions lead to reality, and whatever reality is that you want depends on the actions that you have, and those actions are derived from your thoughts. So I was having the thoughts. I was having those $1 million me thoughts, but it wasn't translating to the actions. And because it wasn't translating to the actions, that chain was broken. Therefore, the reality would never change. And the frustration was in the dissonance between the person I was up here and the person that I was out here. That's where stress, frustration, being annoyed, all of these things that was causing, pain. And to reconnect that process of thoughts to actions, being that different individual disrupted my entire nervous system. I literally, and nobody will understand. Maybe some will, but nobody really will understand what I'm saying when I say I literally died. If you've had an ego death, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You literally, honestly, ego deaths, if you've ever had a panic attack or if you ever had an ego death, you understand exactly what I'm saying. You literally feel like you are dying. I was so intentional, so ruthless, so consistent and persistent with switching my paradigm, quantum leaping into a whole different person that would create a whole different reality. I literally was killing myself in real time. I was killing that version of myself. So that identity, that ego, right? Because an ego is just a set of characteristics that you operate from. It's not, ego is not what other people misclassify as confidence. No. Or cockiness, arrogance. No, that's not ego. Ego is a set of characteristics, right? And an identity. So that identity was dying. But because I was attached to that identity, I thought it I was dying. I felt like I was dying. So, getting to this point, bro, is freaking nuts. It's so simple. It's so simple. Getting to this point, it made me realize like there was just so much mud, so much filth in my view. The more I focused on removing, the more aerodynamic I became and the easier everything became. And the trippiest part about all of this, the craziest part about all of this is seeing other people go through the same things and just remembering like, wow, that was me. And as somebody who is making money from the markets, as somebody who is consistently profitable, as somebody who is only scaling up, only focused on scaling up, and only has issues of scaling, I'm telling you from somewhat of the end, because I know my 100K months are on their way. I know my 100K months are on the way. You're making it 10 times harder than it has to be. And it's easier said than done. It's one of those things like, bro, just be quiet when somebody's, if somebody's being mean to you or if somebody's picking on you, like, just be quiet. Yeah, it's 10 times harder than it is because of all these preconceived notions that we have. And the thing about trading is that trading is the darkest mirror. If you've never had, or if you've never heard of the word shadow work, get accustomed to that word. Because that's what trading is. Nobody in the entire space talks about the esoteric aspect of trading, the esoteric aspect of trading awareness and knowledge. Everybody's so focused on finding the truth, finding the system, right? But nobody talks about the fact that trading is a black mirror. Trading is the purest mirror. It highlights your demons. It shows you your weakness. It shows you what you lack, your inadequacies. Plays with pride, plays with ego, plays with greed. It's literally all of the negatives in life. And as a society, we already, for the most part, majority of people operate from a money deficiency. And because they operate from a money deficiency, you come into the market obviously for money. Like, who the fuck are you kidding? You come in here for money, and you're already not even aware as an individual of your subconscious traumas. All of your financial traumas that you have subconsciously, the markets, the screen, the black mirror that is the market, it highlights it. And because we are miseducated as a society on the right things as far as like the soul, the mind, the subconscious mind, nobody talks about this. Nobody's aware of it. It's sad. It really is sad. And the more that I got into, I already had like a level of awareness when it came to, shadow work and the subconscious mind and the law of correspondence, and the law of assumption. I already had familiarities with this, but you know, going down certain paths and increasing and expanding my self awareness really expedited my success, genuinely. And the thing is that's gonna break a lot of people's minds and paradigms is the fact like this is real. Like a lot of the issues that people have is because like they don't know themselves. They don't know themselves. They don't know why they're doing what they're doing. They don't know why they're failing continuously. You know, like I started separating um the voices in my head. It's like friends. It's literally the same thing as friends. You have friends who tell you good advice and friends who tell you shit advice. I realized that, the demon of greed, the demon of pride, the demon of like ego, all these things. 'Cause I feel like ego and pride are synonymous. But actually, no, they're not. Never mind. I take that back. Um, all of these demons, like impatience, right? I started identifying their voices. Like I increased my clairvoyancy, and I was like, wait, my angel would never tell me that. My highest self would never tell me that. Like, I know I shouldn't be risking too much right now. Why are you doing that? Greed. Duh. But before, younger me wouldn't be able to understand that. He didn't know that he was getting bad advice. He had no idea. It's like having full faith in a friend, not understanding that those friends' intentions was to fuck you over. Like, he brought you out to hang out, near like cliffs just to push you off. Like, it's the same shit. You know? This entire journey is so crazy, bro. And like I said, seeing people go through the same exact things that I would go through, um, and just to hear what they talk about, to see where their focus is, to see what they don't see, it's crazy. It's a very indescribable feeling. It's a very indescribable feeling. It's like looking at yourself and just wanting to help yourself. I can only imagine what like our highest selves think of all of us. Like the level of like, come on, you got it. Like, you're so close. You're so close. You know, trying to help us out, trying to guide us, trying to nudge us into the right direction. And we just continuously fuck up. The level of patience that you need to have in order to like continue witnessing that. Even talking about it, reminiscing about it is almost draining. Because it brings you back to like those moments. Like, bro, the best advice that I would say to myself, all right? To anybody who's still watching this, like, the best advice is get out of your own way. And as vague as that sounds, what it means is just like really what it means. Because I would hate when people would say something like that. Like, say something as vague as that. Like, what do you mean get out of my own way? Like, that's so basic and generic. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Bro, each and every single one of us knows the things that we should do and shouldn't do. We all know it deep down. Some of us are just better liars to ourselves than others, right? I'm a horrible liar to myself. I know exactly when I'm doing something wrong. I know exactly when I should be doing something else. Like, the guilt kills me. Like, honestly, like, the guilt kills me. Bro, you need to get the fuck out of your own way. Identify who you are right now and who you need to become. Identify those gaps. And every single day, just chip away at it. It's very simple to get to this level of success. It's very, very simple. But it takes, submission to time. I say time because time is not real. Time is an illusion. Time is bullshit. And the reason why I say time is bullshit is because your life has only ever been one moment. It's never been and never will be simultaneous minutes or simultaneous seconds. Like, that's bullshit. That's not real. If you are in a state of becoming and you're always like, I'm becoming successful. I'm becoming successful. Yeah, I'm getting to that person. You will always be in a state of becoming. You will never take that next step and just be the person. And that's what the fuck trading is, bro. I always used to say, I'm profitable. Bro, literally. I used to, even when I made the mistake of telling people that I used to trade, I still would tell them, yeah, I'm making money. I'm making money. And I wasn't lying. Like, in my brain, I was not lying. I literally was doing it. And I shit you not, months later, I started getting my payouts. Because I was the individual. I knew what I was doing was wrong. The things that were making me unprofitable was wrong. And let's say I didn't have the information, right? Let's say, like, let's go back to when, like, I didn't have, or I always had the proper information, I just didn't know how to implement it. So let's just say I didn't know how to use the information. Let's go back to that version of Ryan, right? Uh damn, I lost my train of thought. Wait. Let's go back to that individual Ryan, right? What I knew I needed to do was backtest. Okay, backtest all the time. Continue rewatching the videos. Bro, I would rewatch the same videos. Bro. I couldn't even tell you how many times. You know when I really started getting frustrated, like back to what I was saying in the beginning of the video, I was really getting frustrated when I was making the same mistakes out of the actions. And one day, I just did the calculations. I did the hour count of how much time I had been trading, right? Bro, the fire under my ass got a gallon of gasoline poured on it when I found out this number. I did uh conservative numbers. Guaranteed numbers that I knew. Conservative numbers. I was at like 8,000 hours. Can you imagine putting in that much work and not being able to be consistent? 8,000 hours? Are you waking up just to waste time? Are you waking up because you hate yourself? Are you doing this because you just hate yourself? Like, what the fuck are you doing? 8,000 hours? You're a fucking boy. You're a little fucking boy. What? Bro, like literally it was around that time. It might have been that same week or in that same 2 week span where I'm like, yo, fuck everybody. I unfollowed every single bitch on Instagram. I said, fuck everybody. Nobody gives a fuck about me. Nobody's gonna do this shit for me. Nobody's gonna pull up and put the work in for me. Nobody's gonna pay my fucking bills. Nobody's gonna reach my aspirations and be like, here. And even if they fucking did, I would say fuck you and fuck that, because I need to do this. Little me had the dream. We set the fuck out on course. I need to see this through. Nobody else. It's nobody's responsibility. It's me. I need to see this through. Nobody else. And it was realizing that I'm acting like a little fucking boy. I need to stop doing this dumb shit. And the moment that I really sat down and looked at myself in the mirror and started acting as a man, acting as the man that I knew I was, everything changed. Every single thing changed. And there was still a little bit of dissonance, but the moment that I became natural, it was just easier. Just remember, bro, that when the only way in life that things feel natural is after you do them over and over and over and over and over again. A crackhead thinks it's normal to do the shit that he does. And it doesn't matter what he thinks. Like I said in the beginning of the video, your thoughts. Like, a crackhead can one day become self-aware and be like, holy shit, like, I'm a crackhead. I've thrown my life away. Like, I can't even smile because there's no fucking teeth in my mouth and my tongue falls out of my mouth all the time. Like, they'll get to that point. So there are some who get to that point of realization. And then, but the thing is, those thoughts will never translate to actions. And because he commits to the same actions, the reality he's trying to run away from continues to chase him. That was a bar. I wish I had the soundboard. So, bro, it's just, bro, identify who you are. Identify who you need to become. Continue to be that person as much as it hurts, as much as it may feel daunting, it might feel boring, your body will hate doing it. It'll be like going to the gym. It's because you're not familiar. It's because you are not familiar with that person. The day, and you won't even realize it. That's the funniest part. That's the greatest part. It's so seamless of a transition. One day you'll just sit back and be like, wait. That was easy. Hold on. Everything that I used to fight myself for, I don't even have a second thought about it. It's secondhand. It's natural. And the most powerful thing that I would recommend to anybody is use reference points in your life. We all have reference points. We all have reference points, right? The reason why I have so much faith in God is because I've seen God work in so many ways in my life. I know exactly what God has done in my life. So that's why even as I'm moving and I might be blind, I might feel blind, right? I don't care. I literally, you couldn't pay me a single dollar on this earth to tell you that God has never shown up for me. I'm being so serious. Literally, there is not a single moment in my life where God has not shown up for me. Not a single one. I am here. I am where I am because, and there are things that I've never even said on camera. There are things that literally are miracles. If I told you, you would get goosebumps. If I told you, you'd be like, what the fuck? But not everybody has those experiences. That's why it's a little hard. Because not everybody has those references. I move through life with those references in mind every single time. And I know all I have to go through is the illusion of time. But the thing is, time is beautiful because time allows you to realize more. It allows you to appreciate. You marinate in the process. I really do feel like that's all life is, man. Life is just a marination process, you know? Like a chicken doesn't come out tasting amazing, or a good burger or food. Like food just doesn't come out amazing, right? You could have all the ingredients. Like, let's say there's two people creating two different rotisserie chickens or whatever the fuck, right? Two turkeys, who cares, bro? One puts this shit in the oven for a little bit with same ingredients, by the way. One puts the ingredients, blah blah, comes out, it tastes okay. The other one lets that motherfucker marinate in there. No, he lets it marinate, uncooked, then puts it in the oven, right time, lets it really simmer. Man, that would be the best chicken or best turkey, whatever you ate. Same ingredients with the other one, with turkey A and turkey A and turkey B had the same ingredients, but turkey A not prepared correctly and turkey B prepared correctly. It's the same thing, bro. It's the same fucking thing, bro. Dude, I could go on and on about this, man. It's the craziest thing. It's literally the craziest feeling. God is so good, man. But you got to get out your way, bro. You got to get out your own way, and you got to get out God's way. Like, as humans, we make it 10 times harder than it has to be. And it's because we feel we know better. We don't know we know better. We feel we know better. Shut the fuck up. A lot of guys, especially me, and I say this because I'm no different than anybody. I literally know that there are other people who will relate to what I'm saying. There are other guys out there who have a problem with like the word submission. They don't want to submit. They're not okay with the idea of submitting. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You're not even like, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God. Submit to God, bro. Submit to the ways of the universe. You have no control. You never had any control. All the shit that has happened in your life, all the opportunities, all the blessings, all the money, the women, the friends, all the moments that you've had in your life, you had no control over. It doesn't matter what you think. Any idea of control is an illusion. It's an illusion. But when it comes to trading, especially with money, we try to control the outcome. We run around like fucking chickens with no head because we're trying to control the outcome. Shut the fuck up. Understand the fundamentals. For example, once you understand what the word principle means, right? Principle. What does principle mean? Principle is an immutable fact. And for the idiots out there who don't know what immutable means, something that does not change. Like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is an immutable. It's immutable. It cannot be changed. There's a fixed amount of Bitcoin. 21 million, boom, that's it. There's nothing you can do. Right? A principle of the universe is that whatever you are, whatever you consistently, like where you think from as the identity, right? Whoever you are will have to be projected back to you. Keyword has to be. Has to be projected back to you. This is literally evident in every single one of your lives. Every single person out there, this is evident in all of your lives. Of course your boss is going to be a piece of shit. Look at how, first of all, he's ugly, right? Or she's ugly, right? Nobody pays attention to them. Like, of course they're going to be miserable. Why? Because they act from a lower frequency. So what is life going to give to them? A lower frequency. Listen, we all know ugly people. There are ugly people fucking everywhere. Like, respectfully. And this is just me keeping it a buck, right? There are ugly people everywhere. But there are ugly people who get treated amazing. There are ugly people who have mad aura. And then there are ugly people that everybody unanimously hates. Oftentimes, you will see a difference in their vernacular. You'll see a difference in how they act. That is a principle of life. Wealthy people act out of wealth, so they receive wealth. They experience wealth. Broke people, like, I don't even need to say anymore. It's the same shit. You have this motherfucker who can barely make $3,000 a month, but he's wearing Louis. He's wearing Louis Vuitton, right? He has a $500 wallet. He's trying to, I don't know how, but he's driving a fucking Benz, right? Either that shit got totaled, flooded, and you just rebought it. Like, when it comes to broke people logic, it honestly blows my mind. Like, it's all low IQ behavior. That's why I just had to take a moment. But, dude, just be the individual. That's like the entire summary, the entire idea I'm trying to get at. Like, be the individual, bro. Get out your own way. Become aware. All you have to do is expand your self-awareness, bro. Make that your goal. Expand your self-awareness. Make that your goal. Identify who you are. Identify who you need to become. And what is stopping you from being that person? Is it the lifestyle you live? Is it your habitual actions? Like, identify what is stopping me. What can I do to be this person? And then when you identify it, now acting out of that person naturally and on a consistent basis is what will be the next challenge. So it's a stage of challenges. Like, your first challenge is to increase your self-awareness and identify the issue. After you identify the issues, now you have to work towards changing it. You have to put in effort. In the Quran, it says, paradise is only found in hardship. God will give you anything at the price of labor. You have to put in work. You have to put in action. There's a law of the universe, the law of action. It's not the law of sit on your ass and talk every single fucking day, talk about what you're going to do and visualize. Oh my God, I'm visualizing so fucking hard. Shut the fuck up. I'm visualizing so hard, but like, my life is not changing. Dude, if that worked, fat people would never be in the gym. They would just visualize all day. They would visualize skinny me, skinny me, skinny me, skinny me. But like literally losing no weight. They see the skinny version of themselves in their head, and then they look in the mirror and they're like, they're fat. And then they complain about not having motivation. That's the best part. I'm not motivated. I can't do this. Yeah, like, you saying that is fulfilling that self-fulfilling prophecy. Humans are ridiculous. Humans are ridiculous and dumb. It sucks. But for those who are at least self-aware, have that level of clairvoyancy, we cannot change our lives. We have the ability to change our lives. Oh, man. It's beautiful, bro. You have no idea how many times I've cried throughout this journey. Just out of the sheer beauty, the things that God has helped me realize, the way that He has helped me evolve. Like, the exact individual that I aspire to be is the exact individual, or almost there. We're almost there. And I only say that from a materialistic standpoint. But it's from an individualistic standpoint, I am so proud of the man that I am. I'm so proud of who I am, the level of control and discipline that I have in my life. And it is a very true statement that the only people in this life that are free are the ones who are disciplined, because what they say goes. They don't listen to society's rules. They don't listen to all like authority. Just because you're in a position of power does not mean that what I do is up to you. They don't listen to their body. They don't they're not slaves to the cravings of their mind, their body. They're not slaves to their emotions. If you are compelled to do anything, say anything, just at like the snap of a finger, you're a slave. And the sooner that you can admit that is the sooner that you can make change. And if you can't admit that, you might have some deeper work to do. You know, a lot of guys want to start trading, but they're not even addressing like, other issues. Are you humble? Do you give back? Are you charitable? Do you look out for other people? Why should you be rewarded for money? Why should you earn more money than this person? This person's been working way harder than you. He gives back way more. He has a better perspective on the world because he is compassionate and understanding. But these questions are never asked. Why? Because I want money, I want money, I want money, I want money. Demon of greed. The demon of greed has you in his fucking palm. He's whispering you. He's giving you kisses. You're his bitch. It's as simple as that. So, I've been going on for like 36 minutes. I could honestly go on for like 4 hours, but like, I honestly was trying to just do a little update, but I'm probably just going to drop this as a video. Because I thought it was a pretty nice flow state. But yeah. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Enjoy the process, my friend. Enjoy the process. You are in a beautiful place right now, whether you believe it or not. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. You are in a beautiful process. You will look back on these times. These are the times that forge men. These are the times that will allow you to build the right individual to acquire the reality that you want and sustain it. That's the key, sustaining. You can hit the lotto completely fine, but can you sustain the power? And that's what God is preparing. God will give you anything that you want. But do you want longevity or do you want something fleeting? I think that's a rhetorical question. I think for the most part, all of us want something like that provides longevity, that gives us what we want over the long term. I don't think any of us just want to taste something and something as rich as wealth, something as rich as financial freedom, and just let it go away. I don't think any of us are like that. And if you do, maybe one day I'll be as delusional as you, or I don't know. But on that note, I'll cut it. Good luck. You got this. Continue walking the path.